nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl nerves.
Oh, wait. Oh, I understand you though, so it's all good.
Listen, I just got to start with you was singing on the season. You was singing so much that they had to unmask the skunk. What were you thinking? What were you thinking would have happened? Were you like, oh, come on now?
Well, thank you, first of all. No, I mean, shoot, I knew at some point I was going to be unmasked. I mean, whether I made it past last night or not. But to have made it that far was so good. And, you know, once I got a chance to see a little bit of everybody else's performances, I knew that Bull was the one to beat. You know, I started asking for more lights, the stairs, moving platforms, because I couldn't move that much in that dress. So I'm like, I need more and more.
Well, it's so cool. I want to know, too, as a fan watching the show, how long does it take to get the head of the costume off? Because we as fans are sitting on the edge of the seat like, are we right? Are we right? And it's just going back and forth, back and forth.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Now, you have to have that mask on all the time. And to be quite honest, I have been wearing natural, like, you know, faux locks and crochet styles. And when I started rehearsing, I'm like, okay, let me do a ponytail or something just in case camera's never getting you without your mask. Then I realized even rehearsing with the mask was messing up my little edges on my ponytail. You know what I mean? When I take it off. So I'm like, okay, but the locks wouldn't work because the mask can't fit on my head with the locks. You feel me? So I just did my little straight back. And what happened was, you know, I had my little wig Shanisha on the stand. But I started bringing her after the third episode. I said, make sure she's fresh and ready. So when they were acting like they were trying to take the mask off, that's why it was like a struggle. And then I went backstage, put my wig Shanisha on, and came back and let them pull the mask off. That's, you know, Because I didn't have it on first. I'm like, I'm going to sweat my wig out if I sing in that. That thing, it was very difficult to sing and all of that stuff.
I bet. And like, can I just talk about how to the T these costumes are? Because it even had a little mole. Like, that's how we should have known it was you. Like, it was like to the T, these costumes.
Right, the mole.
Yeah, the mole, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you pick the skunk though? And by the way, I feel like you're the only person that can make us sad that a skunk just left the stage.
Well, okay. There may have been 5 choices in costume when I met with the production about that. And there were 2 favorites. One was a sexy mirror and the other one was the sexy glamorous skunk. Now the mirror would have been everything, but when I sing, it was very body con. And when I sing, I tend to do this and take deep breaths. And I've seen even photos at my regular shows, even when I was at my swimmers, when I'm doing that, if somebody take a picture, you know, your stomach is poked out because you're taking a deep breath. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that on TV, right? So I said the skunk is still sexy, glamorous, but also the fact that I'm biracial, the black, the white.
That's dope. Yeah. That's cool.
The skunk costume was so many layers that it kind of held me in, you know, when I was taking those deep breaths. It was just super hot though.
Yeah. So you don't think about all that. This is like true professional singers right here giving us the breakdown, because you don't think about all this stuff that you have to worry about when you got the camera on you and everything.
I think about it. I do.
You like, look, go ahead.
There was a couple of episodes where I had to wear that waist trainer, and that meant I had on 6 layers instead of 5, honey. So
no.
Maybe it was the first one because I was pouring in sweat. I almost choked on my sweat on the first performance. So I'm so glad I made it through that song because there weren't enough air holes in my mask. I had on my costume, which was 5 layers, plus the waist trainer. And I think I said, no, she's got to go after this. There's no way.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Pouring in sweat.
Now, like, I feel like now you gotta be like ready for a covert mission, like CIA or something, because you guys can't tell anybody anything. Like, how did you keep this secret?
Well, because I'm good at that anyway. That's why a lot of people, I have, you know, friends that talk to me because I'm good at that anyway. I got stuff to do. Like, I don't got time to be calling everybody. I mean, even when people would ask, like, you know, I could post a picture of my son or a dish that I made on Instagram, and then I'll see skunks underneath. Or I have certain fans, certain staples of mine that I keep in touch with via text, or they have my number, and they'll be like, "Is that you?" And I'll be like, "What? What you talking about?" And then they'll be like, "If that is you, you know what I'm saying?"
Yeah.
I never
Man.
said anything.
Well, this, and I don't know too, another way that kind of throws people too, where it kind of helps you keep the secret. And I don't know if you were doing this on purpose. You probably just, I'm just thinking you just got skills, which mad skills, which I already know. But it just seems like there were so many layers to your voice, hearing you sing these different songs. Because I, at one point, because I know they threw out Mary J. Blige, there was a guest for you. At one point, you took us to church. So I thought Shirley Caesar. I don't know if she would ever do a show like this, but it's just the way that your voice was going. And I was like, this is insane.
Wow. Well, thank you. They said a lot of names. They did. I think I heard Mary more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I ain't even gonna lie. I feel like some of the guesses, like especially Ken, I think he was just throwing stuff on the wall. Like, don't get me wrong. I would love to be Sade, but I know Sade and I have no
different voices.
Our statures are totally different. So I'm like, he's just having fun up there.
Yeah, he was having a lot of fun. Listen, I want to give you a shout out because you helped Robin Thicke out. Listen, he has been struggling these seasons. I've been watching him, and he got you the first time. I was like, I can't believe this.
Well, here's the thing. Robin and I, you know, we had a record together before that was on one of his albums. But during that period of time, I was visiting LA a lot, I think, to work on my Faithfully album back probably after that. Matter of fact, it was when I was on Capitol, like in 2004 or 5, 3 or 4, something like that. And I would go to Robin's studio at his house daily for a couple of hours just to write stuff to his tracks. So we, you know, we have a good rapport. I don't see him or talk to him often. But you know, I was like, okay, going into the show, even though I watched it, I didn't, for some reason I thought that when they guess who you are, you have to unmask. So when I got to my first rehearsals and was talking to my producer, I'm like, you guys must not plan on me being here long, because I already know Robin is going to know who I am. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, don't you have to take the mask off? He was like, oh, no, that's not how it works. I was like, oh, okay, I was just making sure, like, don't play me.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly.
I already knew Robin was going to know. And the funny thing is, like, shortly after I was eliminated, I started getting texts. Hello, is this Faith Evans? I'm like, yes. No, I didn't even say yes. I'm like, who is this, please? It's Robin Thicke. I'm looking for Faith Evans. I'm like, it's still my number, Robin. Yes, it's me. It's like, let's work together. I have a song for us.
Yeah, like, see, now everybody's going to be looking for the skunk now. I feel, see, that's what I'm saying about this show. Like, you guys going around wearing hoodies. Like, you know, you guys are like true detectives, because people are like, know you're going to try to send you stuff on social media. Y'all just ignored it, pretending you somewhere else. So it's just crazy the detective work that you got to get going into this show. Now, what about the song selections? You and Michael Bolton, by the way, was fire. That's why I was surprised to see you leave. I was like, this is amazing. How do you know about picking your songs? Or is it about you really want to try to go far out so nobody guesses, oh, this sounds like Faith Evans?
Well, that was my thought going into it. So come back to what I just told you about that sweating incident, right? That was the very first song, which I chose because I'm thinking like, well, hey, I can't disguise my voice. Excuse me. But then I'm like, okay, let me pick a song that not people wouldn't typically assume I would be performing, you know, like not R&B soul. And when that sweat incident went down, and the fact that even though I love Sam Smith, he's dope as hell, and I love that song, but I've never sang that song. You know, I hear it on the radio,
right.
I play it in this playlist, but I don't I've never sang that song.
Yeah,
but I chose it because I'm thinking, okay, I'm familiar. But when that sweat started pouring down and I wasn't familiar with those breaths, and it's a lot of words in that song.
Yeah.
After that episode, I said, I'm choosing only songs that I know and that I can kill. Period.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
I don't care who knows it's me. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm wondering at a certain point where it's like, the amazing talents and legends like you that come on the show that's been doing, like you guys been on like tons of stages, award shows, been through the gamut, where it's like, what is the challenge of dealing, like you're saying, dealing with this costume and dealing with, like, well, I need to go back, I need to pull this back, I can't do maybe my best vocal performance on this song wearing this outfit.
Well, it is still difficult, even with the adjustments that were made. I mean, I'm sure even if I had on a costume that wasn't 5 layers, the mask itself, there's no mics in the mask. So you already have to project more.
Oh, I did not
your
know that.
voice
Wow.
to be heard
Yeah.
through the mask, through the mic. Because if they had mics in the mask, it would feed back. It wouldn't, it wouldn't.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
So, excuse me. So that makes it even more, I wouldn't say difficult, but you have to give a lot more. Thank God you're only singing like a minute and a half of each song.
Yeah.
If it was full songs, then I think it would cut the difference. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, okay, let me figure this out. Let me pick the right song. Let me make sure, but luckily, and I'm not no big choreographed performer anyway, but luckily my dress I couldn't move a lot. And I could barely take a full step in that dress. So that made for the choreographers making it real cute. Work around me, boo.
I was about to say, you kept it, for somebody that can't move, you was keeping it real cute in the skunk outfit. You was making your way around the stage.
I got a cute two-step, but what I'm saying is when I saw that bull performance and said, can I get stairs in this? We rehearsed with them stairs, and I almost fell down the stairs because I couldn't see. I couldn't see under my nose, so we replaced the stairs with a platform.
That's crazy. Yeah, because you don't think about it's so cool. Like I'm just loving hearing you talk about these details because you don't think about this on the other side. We were like screaming for you guys to keep it going and all the craziness that's going on behind the scenes. You mentioned your son on the show. What did your family think about when they found out it was you? Did they watch the show?
Oh yeah, my daughter's been hitting me every week. And I haven't even seen every episode. My son watched it with me last night. We were watching it on YouTube after it aired. And he's been to many of my concerts, but I know he doesn't know that's what I was doing for those few weeks that I was not at home, But when I said, watch, it's mommy, he didn't really put it together until I was unmasked. Like, mommy? Yeah, that is mommy.
That's got to be cool points right there. That's got to be pretty cool for him to look up and be able to recognize that it was you. And it's such a fun, like real cool laid back show that it's so cool to see all these artists take on that. It's so dope.
It is a fun show, but once again, it is a lot of work. I'll have to add that. It's funny because one of the drivers that was regularly taking me to set, I think after the second or third episode, he was like, oh, you're still here. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm trying to stay as long as I can. He's like, oh, most people don't want to stay. Or most people are concerned about that. I'm like, well, I am. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, look, we're glad you stayed as long as you did. And it was so much fun watching you. Look, real quick, though, as I wrap up here, I got to talk about Fizzy's Kitchen because I know we passed Thanksgiving, but I saw that seafood stuffing.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I just want to know if you were taking orders. That's why I threw it out. That's the only thing I want to know.
No orders. You know what? But that's probably something I wouldn't mind getting into is like packaged food with just my certain special dishes that my kids be like, Mom, I know you're making. I didn't even plan on cooking on Thanksgiving. And then my CJ and Josh, my 2 oldest sons, called me like 2 days before. Hey, Mom, are you cooking? I was like, I didn't plan on it. They were like, well, we wanted to know if you can make this, like 5 things.
The list, no.
I guess I'm cooking, But it was for their house, mind you. I'm like, am I invited?
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Yeah, so we do that. Like, see, I don't have kids, but I do my mom in the same way. So I got to sympathize with. I give her the whole list out there.
I took it as an honor, though. Part of me wants to ask them about that seafood, but I'm like, nah, it's all good. They want mama's food.
Well, listen, it was an honor talking to you and so much fun. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It was great talking to you. And you have, I'm sorry, I thought this thing was falling. Have a happy holiday And yeah, hopefully I get to talk to you again about something else.
I know I would love it. Yeah, that'd be so much fun.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerves. Better shake your booties for black girl